Now once again it appears that my strategy of avoiding all forms of modern culture, be they films, music, etc., apart from games occasionally, has succeeded spectacularly, as I have no fucking clue as to what happened in this game. I mean, sure, things did definitely happen in this game, but whether they're actually related to the same earthly plane of existence that the rest of us inhabit, well, that's a matter of some debate.
The game begins by placing us in the shoes of everyone's favourite amnesiac assassin on his disastrous holiday to France. He is in Marseille to assassinate an African warlord named Wombosi, but his cover has been compromised and he's being pursued by a lunatic Irishman, the most dangerous kind of lunatic. After very subtly blowing up a vehicle in the middle of Marseille for no apparent reason, you chase the gun-toting Irishman through the streets, beating up various other nefarious persons until you reach an apartment where you engage in the game's first boss fight. The game's hand-to-hand combat is basically a mix of light and heavy attacks, which chain together to allow you to perform takedowns. These are special attacks that allow Bourne to utilise his special ability to kick the everlasting shit out of people using a variety of household items.
Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
After beating O'Connor, you are sent to the docks to assassinate Wombosi. Despite my complete lack of knowledge, even I get the feeling that this will not end well. I am not fully aware of Jason Bourne's modus operandi. However, I generally consider one of the main characteristics of a competent assassin is subtlety and stealth. A few minutes into this mission and Bourne has already had a massive running gunfight through a major urban area, had a fist fight on a rooftop, and then shot down a fucking helicopter.
We got a Black Hawk down, we got a Black Hawk down.
Super 6-1 is down. We got a bird down in the city.
To put this more succinctly...
And it's not as if he's inconspicuous now, is it?
Anyway, Bourne's unique brand of subtlety continues with him shooting up the docks.
Railing kill.
They then call in a fucking lorry called the Rhino 1 to attack him. Are you sure this is Marseille? This looks more like Glasgow on a night out to me. As with fistfight takedowns, you can also enter gunfight takedowns that automatically take out a certain number of people with QuickTime events. You eventually fight your way out of the docks onto a boat, where you fight this enormous brick shit out of a dude named Solomon.
This is Solomon. I'm taking control.
I am assuming direct control.
Eventually Bourne is thrown off the boat.
He's dead. I threw him over the bow of the boat.
Well, of course. Nobody in history could survive that. I mean, it's not as if you two were just hitting each other with moves that would kill anyone else. Anyway, this turns out to be a ploy by Bourne to fake his death so he can sneak aboard Wombosi's boat to assassinate him in peace.
I hear he was coming for Wombosi. Wombosi himself got on the radio at least once. You'll never hear Wombosi on the radio. Yeah, he's relaxing now after Solomon got him. Says he's not to be disturbed. I think we should wake Wombosi. You'll do no such thing. Under no circumstances is he to be bothered. But after what happened on the docks? What happened on the docks is my problem, not Wombosi's. Tell your men to stay on high alert. And not one word to Wombosi about this. Der Führer darf nicht geweckt werden.
After disabling the alarm system, which for some reason appears to be in the engine room, Bourne then fights his way through the boat using a combination of rolling pins, the deadliest of all weapons, and the Bourne method of unlocking doors, shooting the fuck out of it with a shotgun.
Some of the doors will be in lockdown. Find another way to disable them.
I must point out that Bourne also has a special ability named Bourne Vision that allows him to see enemies and objectives on his map, although it looks more like he's just put on the One Ring.
I see you.
A fight then breaks out between Wombosi's guards and some mercenaries he hired.
We're the ones in charge here.
Threaten me again.
I've had enough of your lies. You're nothing but a bunch of spineless dogs. I should kill you where you stand.
Hey, you scumbag! Hands off the son!
This leads to a change of plans. Bourne is to take the gun of the mercenary leader and use it to shoot Wombosi, thereby implicating a palace coup. Question. Wouldn't a man clearly seen attacking the port, blowing up a helicopter, and leaving a trail of bodies in his fucking wake be considered a potential assassin? That and the fact that after downloading shit from his computer...
No, my sexy prom.
The commander would later be found with his face full of photocopier, indicating that maybe this was not a palace coup.
The assassin is downstairs. Send backup.
En route!
We're all fine here. No, thank you. How are you?
Anyway, after this endless subtlety, Bourne finally makes it to Wombosi, and... he sees his sprogs and can't bring himself to shoot him. What the fuck?! So you don't mind making hundreds of children fatherless, but when one of them is looking at you, you lose your bottle? Oh, and look where it got you. Shot in the back and drifting out to sea. That's gratitude for you, isn't it? I don't shoot your boss so you guys can keep your jobs despite being the worst security force ever, and now you shoot me? Fucking ingrates.
You can imagine what would have happened if the body had been discovered by the police. Sir, it appears to be the remains of Jason Bourne, noted assassin.
Well, I guess he wishes he'd never been born.
Anyway, we now flash to Zurich Airport. You have been hired to assassinate a war criminal who is in the custody of the EU. Damn those fuckers and their due process. I mean, what kind of asshole would try and do away with due process?
This is a no-loading.
The red zone has always been for loading and unloading. There's never stopping in a white zone.
Don't tell me which zone is for stopping and which zone is for loading.
Listen, Betty, don't start off with your white zone shit again.
Anyway, you take out the security detail just as the guy's buddies come in to bust him out. I'm so glad the EU security is so good that it succumbs to 2 separate assaults in under 5 minutes. One from one guy, I must point out. I always like it when people yell, "Get him!" I imagine the soldiers going, "Oh, thanks for telling us. We were going to forget about him, but now, thanks to your Wellington-esque leadership, we shall defeat him."
Please stay away from gunfire.
No fucking shit, Sherlock. I've also noticed that Bourne's skill shot ability has the uncanny knack to hit the guy with a pea shooter halfway across the room and not the machine gun toting motherfucker half an inch from your face.